we've got on US soccer expert Nathan McVittie. Nathan, are you there?
I am indeed. Hello.
Hello. Lovely to have you back on. Always great to hear your voice. Right,
Great to
MLS
be back.
Cup Final, yes. MLS Cup Final, LA Galaxy, New England Revolution. Are you happy with that? Having followed the season for so long, are you happy with that as a finale?
Yeah, I mean, you can never be disappointed when two teams like that have been playing so well towards the end of the year kind of matched in a showpiece game. It's quite interesting because, you know, you asked me that question a week or two ago, even a couple of days ago, and I really wouldn't have been able to give you a proper answer just because every team in the playoffs this year seemed to play good football. It was fun to watch from the get-go. From about halfway through the season this year, everyone seemed to take it more serious than usual, maybe because it was a World Cup year or something. But it was free-flowing, it was fun, it was back and forth. And, you know, Galaxy have a point to prove. New England obviously have a point to prove. The storylines abound even with the players, even with the teams that have been knocked out. Seattle, New York, Henry, Dempsey. Seattle going for the treble for the first time in MLS history. You've got Revolution trying to win their first MLS Cup. You've got all of these storylines that just kind of culminated in a couple of teams that you couldn't really go wrong with. So no matter, while I don't support, quote unquote, any of the teams that are in the final, I think it's an amazing matchup for the league. You've got Jermaine Jones and you've got Landon Donovan's last ever game, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, on Landon Donovan, I'm just interested to know, in the playoffs, how have his performances been? I just wonder whether this has been a bit of a swan song, a ceremonial last couple of weeks for him, or has he still been pivotal to LA Galaxy's success?
Yeah, there's no doubt, to be honest with you. He might not have been grasping the headlines as he did sometime around July, August, when he was proving a point to Jurgen, perhaps, but he has been a pivotal part of that team in the last month, 2 months, 3 months, and pretty much all season. The playoffs, he hasn't grabbed the headlines with the assists and the goals as much as he has done in the previous years, but you know, everything's around him. You've got that team, really, the Galaxy team, working as a unit, perhaps more than any other team in the league at the moment, and that's really why they're there. It's got shades of every great team that has won MLS Cup in the past, shades of themselves in 2012. You've got even the storyline of Landon perhaps winning a championship in his last ever game is similar to Echo's Pelé with the Cosmos in 1977. So everyone's trying to push a little bit harder for him. And then you've got the reemergence of New England. So it's going to be a tough game, to be honest. It's going to be very tight. I could see it going to extra time, if not penalties.
Well, tight. It's going to be super tight. Yeah, can you think of who or what the edge might be? May it be Charlie Davies, potentially?
Yeah, well, that's just an amazing story in its own. I didn't even mention that. It just kind of speaks to how many storylines there are. I think it's not going to be one player that really makes a difference, to be honest. It's going to be a pure matchup of the elite players on each team. You're going to have Jermaine Jones. You're going to have, well, Charlie Davies might not be necessarily elite, but you're going to have the big players, and Charlie Davies, Jermaine Jones, Lee Win, Landon Donovan, Robbie Keane, even Pineda, or even Galaxy's goalkeeper. There's just so many people that can keep those teams in the game, and it's really just too difficult to tell. I think that they're just going to be pretty balanced. Both teams play attacking football. It's too tight to predict, but, you know, I would like to see the Revolution win, perhaps just to take a little bit away from the Galaxy's domination in the last 5 years.
Hey Nathan, it's Alex here. I've got a quick question about the Revolution. I mean, what do you think it is that's caused their resurgence this year? Do you think Jermaine Jones moving to them after the World Cup has had a big impact, or is that just one part of it?
I would, to be honest, I would put that down as the catalyst. I think it's the only reason that they've really picked up this season. And while people and players and storylines and successes have emerged after Jermaine Jones joined the team, I think it's been his signing that really catapulted them to where they are. It spurred players like Lee Win and Charlie Davies really to great heights and to push them to what they could be and how they are playing right now. So if we look back, even if Revolution lose, I think it's going to be a tale of two halves for the Revolution, and it's going to be marked by Jermaine Jones's signing on the dotted line.
You mentioned that Charlie Davies is a story within himself. What's so remarkable about him?
Well, Charlie Davies was a massive prospect for the U.S. not so long ago, and there was a I don't know if fall from grace is the right word, but he was involved in some issues off the field. He was in a car crash that he was badly injured in, and there was I believe, a lawsuit around it, and he just struggled to regain form from that point on. He traveled around Europe, and he was just one of those generation of American players that was trying to find some sort of resolution anywhere but MLS. And eventually he kind of settled back in, and he had a few false starts with Major League Soccer, and then he landed at the Revolution, and suddenly this year, for whatever reason, he pulled it together. And I think probably the supply from Jermaine Jones and playing off Lee Win and everything like that just really helped him find a groove, and he stuck to it. And it's just accelerated as the season's gone on. Now we're in the playoffs, and he's playing better than ever. He's dealing killing blows to the Red Bulls, which you wouldn't have been expecting him to do 12 months ago.